Good morning. My name's Justin. I'm currently running Human Growth Hormone, 2 IUs a day. I'm also running 600 milligrams of testosterone a week with 200 milligrams of DECA. I'm on day 30, about 35. I don't know. I have not been counting. Honestly, my expectations with growth hormone were not too high. I've seen the results that it's given people. However, the expectations for myself, not too much. But I must tell you guys, I am pleasantly surprised. I'm 37 years old. I've been running gear for a long time. Mostly testosterone. I've done the trends, you name it, I've pretty much done it. But the most effective cycle for me is testosterone blend of cypionate and enanthate, along with DECA. Now, I gotta first speak on that. When I first started doing, testosterone replacement, in the beginning, I for sure saw the benefits and felt the benefits. The gains were just kind of but they were there. Being in my 30s, some might say to us that, hey, you're in your 30s, you still, fuck that. Like, it's, I know my body. I know myself better than anybody. No fucking doctor can tell me different. If I'm not feeling optimal, I want to get there, and I'm going to get there. I don't care about all the fucking supposed research out there, whatever. You know your body best. If you're not optimal anymore, and if your body is just not responding the way that it used to, there's a big deficiency there. Sometimes it can be through just simple vitamin intake. But for a lot of us, especially alpha male type, we want to feel our optimal all the fucking time. So with that being said, the testosterone after a while just becomes the norm. It's I'm sure it's still taking its effect the way it was when you initially started, but me personally, I never got those I never got the feeling of like my most optimal, and then I also ran Trenbolone with that about this time last year, and I like Tren, but I'm not an advocate for it. If anything, for me, it caused lethargy. It really fucked with my sleep. I mean, everything that a man my age needs to recover. Like, I've got to feel optimal. And with that, I have to have my sleep. And I just wasn't having that. So fast forward to about a month and a half ago, I want to say, a buddy of mine said that he got some other gear in by way of human growth hormone. And I always, sorry, I'm rolling down my window. My thought on human growth hormone was, hey, look, like, I like to look good, but I do not want to look like a fucking bodybuilder. And I just thought the side effects of it, because again, it was all ignorance. It wasn't me even doing any research. It was just a judgment, and I, said I didn't want the side effects of it and whatnot. So I start doing some actual research on shit, and seeing, looking at the good and the bad, and I must tell you, I could not find much bad on it. And everyone that was saying stuff that was bad were people that probably don't want you taking it because it takes away from them in their from their services that they provide for people who are aging and having fucked up bodies. That's just my personal opinion. You can say whatever you want. So as I figured, okay, well, I'm gonna try this out for myself. I'm gonna see what this does. I'm going to see if it is A, the fountain of youth, and B, I'm going to see if it has these healing properties that a lot of solid people, in my opinion, that's their testimony of it. So definitely I want to try this for myself. So I started the first couple of weeks. The first week was, for whatever reason, rough. Putting that in my body, and I did have lethargy. I felt not sick, but I didn't feel right, and I started out at 1 unit a day. That was it. But the more I look into it and try to understand it, it's, I'm introducing something new to my body that has these effects that are going to make a chemical change in me. So whatever. About 2 weeks into it, I'm not seeing any results. As far as physically, I do see some, like there's a little bit of weight loss, skin has tightened up. I'm tired right now, so my eyes don't look all that wonderful, but I'm up at 4:40 a.m. every morning. I hit the gym, get back home, do some prayer, meditation, wake my 6-month-old son up, have breakfast with him. So I'm going from the jump. So 2 weeks into it, I start, I was at this point in my life where me rolling out of bed was getting fucking hard. I was achy, everything that comes with being a lifelong athlete was hitting me. But I'm now it's like I don't use an alarm clock. My body naturally wakes up at 4:40 and we're out the door. But I started rolling out of bed, and I'm like noticing, that I'm not fucking hurting the way I had been. Like, it just was easier to get up. Like, I'd roll over, sit up, put my legs over, put my slippers on. I'm like, holy shit, man, I'm fucking feeling good. Stroll through the hallway, like, I'm like, okay, all right, like, I like this, get my pre-breakfast going, get my pre-workout going, put my headphones in, listen to some positive shit, and I'm out the door, I'm at the gym crushing my fucking workouts, which I always do, but sometimes it's harder to get going. So some stats on me: I'm 6 foot, 235 pounds, 37 years old. I'm not small by any means. I'm pretty, I guess, what would someone consider a big guy. Yeah, so anyway. So I'm crushing it at the gym, feeling fucking good. It just, honestly, it keeps getting better. You know what I mean? Now that I'm like a little bit further into it, for sure over a month, and I need to start counting days, but if I was to go back and look at some dialogues that I've had with people, or the person that I got it from, I could see about the time that I started, and I'll update that if I do have any other videos. If I do any other videos, I should say. So a little bit further into it now, getting up is still easy. Like, I'm not feeling like the, all the bullshit that I was prior. But something that's been key for me is watching the other hormones that I put in my body. Like I said, I was taking at that point in time, like, set at least 800 milligrams of test per week. Maybe more, maybe about 1,000. Could have been about 1,000 milligrams a week of test, and 400 milligrams of DECA. So this last week I went up to 3 IUs a day of the growth hormone, but I kept dosing my prior doses, the higher amounts of testosterone, the higher amounts of DECA. I kept doing that. What I'm finding for myself is an overload is exactly that. It's a fucking overload. And I don't need that much DECA. I don't need that much testosterone. And I don't need that much growth hormone. My body was doing amazing at the 1 unit a day, feeling fucking amazing at the 1 unit a day. but I was running higher tests and higher DECA. Now I'm starting to slow that down because I'm seeing that my body is kind of having a rough go when I went up to 3 IUs and I was on the other hormones and or whatnot. So I'm slowing that down. It's unnecessary. I know what it's doing to my body. It's over amping it. It's just creating more work for my body, and I don't need that much. Like, I think that 200 to 400 milligrams of test a week, maybe 100 milligrams of DECA, and 1 to 2 units a day can make a male or feel very optimal, beyond optimal. Now, when they say that the human growth hormone can make you feel decades younger, that's a fact. Facts, I don't nap during the day anymore. Like, I have my pre-workout at basically 5 a.m. and then I get home, make my breakfast or my post-breakfast, and I have a cup of coffee with that I don't even finish, and I am good. And I'm a general contractor. I do remodels, build, everything. And being a business owner, your day don't fucking stop at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. It goes. And with having a 6-month-old son, a family, like, there's no stop for me. And now, like, that stop, I don't even give a fuck to have it because I feel so good. You know what I mean? I go to bed at 8:30 p.m. once I get my son down, kick it with the wife for a second. My 2 daughters, they don't live with me, but they stay with me, Friday through Sunday. But throughout the week, like Monday through Thursday, like, I'm on the phone with them, letting them know how much I love them, seeing if there's anything they need for me. Like, this shit don't stop. But now it's like I can do that and do it effectively without thinking to stop. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's just kind of a small testimonial on my experience with A, the human growth hormone, B, the testosterone and the DECA, and kind of making those adjustments to feel optimal. So, yeah, I guess I can get into more stats. I can get into, more, scientific reasonings and compounds or whatever the fuck. But I'm not, I'm still educating myself on a lot of this. And when I say educating myself through other people that are educated. It's not like I'm just fucking opening up Google and or doctors' books or anything like that. Like, I actually watch and listen, and that's why I've made the adjustments, and that's why I started in the first place. So yeah, hey, look, if you want me to do more updates on maybe some gains, maybe how I'm feeling in about another 60 to 90 days, then I'll gladly do so, or whatever. So thank you. God bless.